At Exeter, we're committed to excellence in education and research. Therefore, our academic community of exceptionally talented staff and students are at the heart of the university, and the co-creation of research-inspired, inquiry-led learning and discovery is core to the university's mission. The world-leading research of our staff lays the foundation for excellent teaching and learning. However, active reflection on and innovation in pedagogy and research-informed practice are equally important. To ensure that we promote and support this engagement, we've worked closely with Advance HE and its predecessors to design and deliver our Aspire framework. This comprises 2 initial professional development programs and a professional recognition pathway for continuing development, all of which are underpinned by the dimensions of practice of the UK Professional Standards Framework. Aspire is vital in promoting reflection on academic practice and stimulating innovation, capturing the richness of what we already do and enabling us to share this across the institution. Vitally, Aspire provides formal recognition through award of fellowship of the importance that the university places on teaching excellence in the delivery of our mission to make the exceptional happen.
Aspire stands for Accrediting Staff Professionalism in Research-Led Education. Staff who are teaching, supervising and/or supporting learning at the University of Exeter have the opportunity to gain recognition through Aspire in the form of Associate Fellowship, Fellowship, Senior and Principal Fellowship. We're delighted to have an accredited framework through which staff at all stages of their careers in education can have their practice recognised, particularly given the increasing significance of the UK Professional Standards Framework in the international higher education context. Learning and Teaching in Higher Education, or LTHE, is an initial professional development programme for postgraduates, associate lecturers, researchers and professional services colleagues who teach or support learning at Exeter. Successful completion of the LTHE assessment leads to an Associate Fellowship. Our Postgraduate Certificate in Academic Practice, meanwhile, is also an initial professional development programme, but is designed for academics new to teaching at Exeter. All aspects of the programme are mapped to the dimensions of practice of the UK PSF, and successful completion of this programme leads to a fellowship. Finally, for staff engaged in continuing professional development, we have the Aspire Professional Recognition Pathway, or PRP, through which staff can apply for any of the 4 categories of fellowship. The PRP is a flexible pathway of professional development and personal reflection, supported by a network of fellows and a core team. The Aspire community promotes teaching excellence with regards to the activities, core knowledge and professional values of the UK PSF. One of the ways in which we do this is our Academic Practice Network, a flexible space for developing communities of practice, which gives colleagues a chance to share their work in a multidisciplinary environment. I am a Principal Fellow, and for me, fellowship is important because it recognises the impact and quality of the delivery of the higher education agenda. Innovation in improving the student experience helps us to respond to changing times, as well as the changing agenda of higher education. One example here at Exeter is the incubator project I'm currently running on learning spaces, with a view to bringing together students and staff to review how we can use space and technology to best enhance student learning and to focus more on problem-based and active learning and less on the didactic learning of the traditional lecture theatre. This project is part of the Exeter Education Incubator.
Through the Education Incubator, the University of Exeter is providing resources and support for academics to explore and trial pedagogic innovation. It enables any of our academics to participate in networks of interested peers and students, providing access to expertise and examples of inspirational education practice. This is one of the ways in which the university demonstrates its commitment to 2 key dimensions of practice of the UK PSF: A5, to engage in continuing professional development in subjects and disciplines and their pedagogy, incorporating research, scholarship and the evaluation of professional practice. And V3, to use evidence-informed approaches and the outcome of research, scholarship and continuing professional development. I'm a National Teaching Fellow and a Senior Fellow, which is important to me because it recognises educational expertise. The thing that I enjoy most about Aspire is mentoring colleagues who are seeking recognition for their own practice.
It's important to me that my lecturers have a qualification or accreditation for their teaching because research starts in the classroom. As an undergraduate student, you begin to explore avenues of research through your modules, and over your 3 or 4 years at university, you discover what you're passionate about. The teaching we receive from our academics is what inspires us to become the researchers and critical thinkers of the future. For me, Exeter's commitment to teaching excellence is demonstrated by the genuine interest staff take in gathering student feedback. The student voice is not only listened to, but it is used to enhance the student experience. By developing lecturers as effective teachers, they are better able to help develop students and work with us as partners to fulfil our potential.
For me, putting together my application for Senior Fellowship was in itself a developmental process because of the reflection on my practice that it required. It was really great to have the opportunity to think about how I approach learning and teaching, how I know what I do is working, and where I'd like to go with it in the future. It also gave me the chance to bring together all the different areas of my academic practice that support my education work, looking at the literature that had an impact on me, from the pedagogic to the more discipline-specific. Thinking about working with colleagues, whether it's formal observation, team teaching, or informal corridor conversations, where I get ideas and how I share those ideas, how I interact with feedback and so on. The process at Exeter was really well supported, and I now chair assessment panels for the Aspire Professional Recognition Pathway, as well as mentoring colleagues who are preparing applications for Fellowship and Senior Fellowship. It's been a really good way to hear about innovation in education across the institution, and also to meet other engaged educators.
As a professional services member of staff working alongside academic colleagues on connecting employability into the curriculum, it's very important to have a good understanding of teaching excellence. In my case, I decided to take Learning and Teaching in Higher Education programme so I could be more confident with delivering lectures and workshops on work placement modules. Attaining Associate Fellowship was important for me because it helped me look beyond the obvious and making assumptions about how people learn. It helped me understand that blending different methods of learning together, lectures, workshops, one-to-ones, videos, and using feedback to consolidate the understanding of the class was the most effective way to deliver relevant content to students. Employing these principles into the work I do with students on their work placement preparation, looking at CVs and personal development plans, is just as important as on traditional academic modules, as the students come to the subject from a variety of backgrounds and starting points with their level of knowledge on the subject. The University of Exeter is an enthusiastic supporter of professional development. Not only am I now undertaking my application for fellowship through the Aspire Professional Recognition Pathway, I am also on the Women in Leadership Development Programme.
Fellowship is important to me as a member of professional services because it's accreditation for the work I do in teaching and supporting learning in the HE context. I feel like this helps to give me a credibility and commonality with academics and other colleagues who teach and support learning. A5 and V3 of the UK PSF in particular have really helped me to become a reflective practitioner in education. And through Aspire, this practice is also recognised as being within the research-intensive context of the University of Exeter. This has helped me to develop professionally and enabled me to better support the professional development of others. In my current role as a senior academic developer, I'm now able to champion the UK PSF with academics and other professional services colleagues in order to help promote and recognise teaching excellence. I find this particularly rewarding when working with early career colleagues as the Director of the Learning and Teaching in Higher Education programme. With the UK PSF underpinning the way that I work and how I reflect on my practice, I'm now working towards a senior fellowship.